Can you chain me here?
No, I can't.
Who is this woman and why does she want to be chained up? Well, you've heard of Billy Mitchell, video game player of the century. Now meet Marina Verbitsky, mom of the century. Most parents think they'll do anything for their children, but few actually do. Marina is an exception. Let's start at the beginning. Broward County detectives are dispatched to the Fort Lauderdale International Airport to investigate a bomb threat. The suspect, Marina Verbitsky, was being detained along with her husband and child. According to the ground staff, Marina and her family arrived at the gate after the plane door had already closed. They were late, and the plane was already taxiing to the runway. Yet Marina couldn't accept this. She became irate. It was then that Marina informed the staff that there was a bomb in her luggage. The airline immediately stopped and evacuated the airplane. A search of the airplane resulted in the discovery of no bombs. Marina's luggage was clean. And so it seemed that it was an empty threat. But why? Well, let Marina explain herself why she's the mother of the century.
So what was going on today?
I just, well, short story is that I'm a complete idiot that didn't control her mouth and just said something completely stupid that I didn't mean. Long story is, we came to the airport, we're assigned G8 gate, we came, we sat down, just, my boys got burgers, sitting around, come to G8 at 8:25 for 8:50 departure, and they're like, can we help you? And we're like, yeah, flight to Chicago. They're like, oh no, it's not here, it's F9. So we ran like crazy, me with my 55-year-old son, 55-pound son, all the way from G8 to F9, holding him. We ran to the gate, I'm like breathing like out of air, and they were just like, no, you can't fly, because it's my son's first day of kindergarten tomorrow. I have two other kids at home by themselves. My husband has a ton of work that he has to be present for, and it's just like a lot of stress that we're not going anywhere. And I started asking them, like, can you open the door? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, you guys didn't text or anything. And they're like, well, do you have JetBlue app? And I said, yeah, I have JetBlue app, and nobody ever texts me. And I stopped checking because, like, whenever I fly any airline, they send me a gazillion texts,
Yeah.
right? That the gate has changed. Now I have nothing. So I would, like, we came in jail, so we were sitting across G8, boys got Cuban burgers. Anyway, and then, I'm like, okay, whatever. And then maybe I said an F word for something. I don't even know what I said. Something I said, well, you guys may be like fucking nuts, or, this is fucking ridiculous. Something like that. I honestly don't remember what I said. And then I said, or my husband said, I don't even remember. So my husband or somebody said, where is our bag? And she said, well, the bag is flying to Chicago. And I just said, it just came out of my mouth. And then I said, what if I have a BOMB there? Or maybe I have a BOMB there.
Did you spell it or did you say bomb?
No, I said the word.
You can say.
Right.
You can say it's okay to say bomb.
Right. Right, so I said, what if I have a bomb there? Or maybe I have a bomb there, like this. And I just turned around and started walking away. And they started, like, calling. And I started apologizing and crying. And I said, like, my husband even, like, slapped me with the iPad, my son's iPad. Like, he's like, are you insane? What are you saying? And I started apologizing. I'm like, oh my God, I did not mean to say this. I'm a complete idiot. There's nothing in my bag. I swear to God, there's nothing in my bag.
Yeah.
Obviously, there never was. I was flying with my kid. So, and even if I wasn't flying with my family, it doesn't matter. So, like, it was just something completely idiotic that came out of my mouth out of anger. Because he's missing his first day of kindergarten. I have two older kids at home. My husband has 4 real estate closings tomorrow that he has to be there, and it's like a lot of stress on him.
Yeah.
So just out of stress, out of running, out of air, because we ran for 15 minutes with my son like this, out of frustration, but basically there is no excuse, out of complete stupidity. It just flew out of my mouth. I don't know why I said it. I obviously did not mean anything by it. I was just frustrated at how come, like, my bag is going, like, I didn't take off my bag.
Mhm.
So in my mind, for a second, whatever split second before I blurped this idiotic statement, I'm like, uh, my bag is gonna fly to Chicago. It's gonna rotate on that carousel because nobody picks it up. So not only am I not flying to Chicago, I'm also gonna lose all our stuff.
Mhm.
So, and out of frustration, I just.
It's a lot of stress.
And then the guys. I mean, there's no excuse for what I did. There's no excuse for what I said. I obviously meant none of it. It was just a frustrated, like, it just flew out of my mouth. I don't know why. But those guys are just, they were not nice to us either. They were like, well, we don't care. And I'm like, look, my son is missing, first day of kindergarten tomorrow. I'm so excited because we were sitting by Jay discussing how, whether he wants crepes in the morning or because he's going to the new school, there's a cafe, and maybe he wants me to get him chocolate milk and a cookie. And then, and like then all this running, and it's just like a complete, I don't know. Just a complete.
Well, I mean, just because you said that, I mean, they caused a chain reaction of events that got us to here.
And I understand why the chain reaction, because I could have said anything except that.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, the minute you say something like that, they start making phone calls. We get called. The FBI gets called. The Joint Terrorism Task Force gets called. Counterterrorism Task Force, they get called. We have bomb dogs out there. The plane is out there. They're deplaning everyone there, so everyone there now has to wait until tomorrow to fly out.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
And
listen, and it's we've both flown before. We know that airline employees aren't the most gracious and customer friendly people in the world, especially when but at the same time they deal with hundreds of people on a daily basis, and I'm sure they've heard every single excuse in the book about why you need to be on that plane.
Of course.
But their job is once that plane doors close,
I know.
They can't just stop the plane and say, well, all right, we'll let you on this time.
Yeah, there's all kinds of FAA regulations and all that kind of stuff.
You know how, like, my 5-year-old could say something stupid, he has no explanation for it. This is I was a 5-year-old that said something completely stupid, none of it obviously I didn't mean. It just came out of me out of frustration. Being 46 years old, I should know better to control my emotions.
Well, sometimes, I'm not saying you're a bad person at all. Sometimes the emotions get the best of us, So you're going to be charged with like a false report of a bomb threat or a false report of a bomb. From here, I got to do some paperwork, and then you're going to go to our county jail, where they process you, take your fingerprints, take your picture, and then it takes a few hours, and then they'll be able to give you a bond, and that's when you can call your husband and say, "Hey, come get me."
Right.
Okay.
Like they give me a bond, like I need to go to the judge, or they do it there?
So the way it works is usually there's depending on the type of charge. I mean, obviously, if we're talking like a capital murder charge, you're not going anywhere, which it's not. But I mean, if it depends on the level of the charge. So, your charge, I don't know what the bond is for that particular charge, but whatever that bond is, let's say it's $5,000. If for whatever reason you can't get bonded out before morning time, I guess, then you would go in front of a magistrate. So the magistrate, then you would have, the prosecutor, it'd be a Zoom hearing, and then the judge could lower your bond or whatever. So that's just how that works. So if you don't get bonded out before magistrate, you'll probably end up going to first appearance in the morning.
And what time is magistrate? No, I mean, can my husband bond me out?
Yeah, I mean, once you're booked and once they tell, once the jail,
into that.
And then you'll have to just call him.
Right. So once the jail tells you, hey, we're ready to go, you can be picked up whenever. He can just go and pay the bond or whatever, or go through a bondsman. It's really up to him.
How do you pay cash?
Yeah, you pay cash or
credit card.
Whatever. As far as I
the
know.
FBI is going to want to talk to you too.
Today or?
Yeah, they're here, I think. Just be honest with them.
I'm
work with me.
You guys. I've been honest all evening. It's just
I think it'll be, I think it'll be as painless as it's going to be.
I mean, I have nothing to lie about,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you understand,
I understand,
right? Have
yeah.
you ever, like, not this stupid, but you've said
Not
it,
that
like,
stupid, but I've said stupid stuff.
Everybody says
Of course,
stupid things.
Yeah.
everyone says stupid things.
From
sometimes.
running, I know.
And it just, things get out of control sometimes, and sometimes you say those stupid things at a time when you really shouldn't.
It was just,
Oh, needless to say, you probably can't ever find JetBlue again. You know, you just have to find it.
I probably wouldn't even want to. I mean, but there's, I mean, I still, it's beyond me how I said what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a 46-year-old mother of 3. I work in IT for Accenture, and I have never in my life hurt a fly.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I did this. It's just out of frustration, out of stress, because my husband has to be home, and we've been in this situation before, that he has to be home, and I can't. And then he starts with, you always plan these late flights, and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what is he gonna do tomorrow? And then my son, first day of kindergarten, we just discussed it. And then when we were sitting, like my big kids are texting me, oh mom, there's no food at home, and all of that is just rushing through my head.
Yeah.
Like the consequences of us not coming home when the kids are disappointed and all of that stuff. But and probably that's what caused me to just blurt it out.
Yeah.
Having said that,
well,
there's absolutely no excuse.
As long as you don't do this again, this is a blip.
Obviously.
A blip on the screen of life.
And you go through the motions, and it'll be over. You know what I mean?
I know. I totally feel bad. I apologize. I'm sitting there and I'm feeling terrible about all these people. And the only reason they even said about the bag is because once we were on an airplane, and several times actually, and somebody didn't show up but checked in the bag, and they we all stood there on the runway, and they had to take the bag off for a person that didn't show up. So I'm like, how's my bag flying? That's why I said, how is it flying? What if I had a bomb in it? And I'm like, oh my God. And my husband goes with the iPad in the back. And I'm like, I said it, I turned around, and I started to leave. And he's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And then, we don't understand what to do.
Yeah.
And, there's all this commotion, so I started walking with my son away. I'm like, I'm going to go. And then I'm like, I don't understand where I'm going. I don't even know where to go, but where to go from here. Right? So I started calling Alex, and I'm like, he's like, come back. I'm like, where did you go? Because, there's police here. They're going to start searching the airport for you. I'm like, okay, I'm coming back. I don't want anybody.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just I wasn't running away. If somebody said I was running, I was not running away. I just
you came back. It's fine.
I came back right away. I didn't know what to do.
I'm going to go start the paperwork.
Yeah.
Okay. Want to go outside? So just sit tight. Do you need anything?
Water.
Okay, we'll get some water. Get you some water. Give us a few minutes, okay?
Okay. You guys, I know it's a stupid question. What time do you think I'll be out of here?
Out of here?
If we put out of jail tomorrow.
That just depends. It depends on what time you get to the jail and how long it takes them to book you. Okay, so once you're booked, you make as many phone calls as you want. As long as you're down in that booking area, you can make as many phone calls as you want. You call your husband. All right, come down to the jail and come pick me up. So you're gonna want, once you get there, you're gonna want to ask them, the address and all that kind of stuff. But I'll have Deputy Sayswick write down the address. She's gonna give you a property receipt because you're gonna have to they'll give you shoes to wear and stuff like that. So you're gonna have to go through the motions, okay? So she's gonna put all that stuff on a property receipt, and then we'll write the address to the jail on there so he knows where to go to pick you up.
Will there be other criminals there?
Well, I mean, it's a jail, so I mean.
Any way to avoid that?
Avoid what?
Can you chain me here?
No, I can't, because you got to go get processed. Okay.
And then there will be more courts, or.
So that's further down the road. So I mean, so further down the road, basically, you'll get your bond, and obviously you'll have charges pending. So, you'll be notified of all that. Once you either get an attorney or have an attorney that is representing you, or whether it's a private attorney or public defender, they'll explain that whole process to you as well. Okay?
But do you think I'll go home tonight? I mean, at some point today.
Well, once you bond out, once you're able to bond out, once he pays your bond, you're good to go. You know, but that's like, we have to take you to the jail to get processed. Once we're done there, then the jail does their thing. They have to process you there. Once that's done and you get your bond set, you'll be good to go.
You don't know what time it's going to be.
No,
approximately.
I don't want to lie to you.
No, I don't. I don't
want to lie to you and say it's
hold...
going to be 4 hours and it's 8 hours. You know what I mean?
But
I mean, I can tell you right now, it's probably not the quickest process in the world. But because I mean, if there's a lot of people that go through the jail, so you know, you just go through the motions. You know.
I'm not gonna get burned or anything.
Huh?
I'm not gonna get burned or anything.
No. Just stay to yourself, okay? Stay to yourself. Don't talk to anybody. Once they let you make a phone call, go make your phone call. Call your husband. Okay? Once the jail lets you know that they're ready to pick you up, that you're ready to be, you know, whenever your bond is set, and ask them, you know, like, how do I know what my bond is, you know, and just ask them, you know, just ask them what they think or when they think it's going to be. You know, they would be able to answer that better than me. Okay? All right?
Thank you.
And sorry, but it's policy. I just got to put this on one of your legs.
Fun stuff.
Which one?
I don't know what you pick.
Okay.
Can you get some water, please?
Yes.
I'm Anthony Simonelli. I'm a federal agent. This is Agent Pete Savino with the FBI. We just want to talk to you about what happened. I know you've already gone over it a bunch of times. Do you need to use the restroom or anything?
No.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I think they probably went over one of these with you before when the deputies were talking to you, but we have to go over one as well. This is just your advice of rights, okay? It's Tuesday, September 7th, 2021. It's 12:04 a.m. Like I said, I'm Agent Simonelli. This is Agent Savino. I'm going to read this to you, okay? And if you need me to stop at anything or you don't understand anything, just stop and ask me, and I'll try and explain it to you. And then I'm going to ask you to sign at the bottom, and I'm going to ask you to initial each of these points after we go over them, okay? And you can read along with me. It just says, before we ask any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. You have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you before we question, for any questions if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer, you have the right to stop answering at any time, okay? And this is just an acknowledgement and giving us, because it says, I have read this statement of my rights and I understand what my rights are. At this time, I'm willing to answer questions without a lawyer present. So if you would initial by each one of these points and then just sign right there, okay?
Any dates?
Dates up there. I'll go ahead and sign it. All right, I know it's been a long night, and I'm sorry we're here, but
I'm not here.
just tell me what happened. What was going on today?
Came to the airport, and I don't check the gate anymore because, like, all the airlines, they text every 2 seconds, or your gate's been changed, this to that. So I looked at my boarding pass. It says G8. Went to G8. We came, like, I don't know, an hour and a half maybe before the flight. No, less, maybe an hour and like 15 minutes. Maybe we were there at like 7:30 for 8:50 flight. So my son wanted to eat, my husband wanted to eat, so we went to this Cuban place across from G8, got some burgers, ate, and then, paid the bill, got out, went to G8, and they're like, can we help you? We're here for the Chicago flight. Oh no, that's been moved to F9. And I'm like, what do you mean? You guys didn't send anything. Well, we don't send you anything. I said, okay, can you guys call that gate and ask them to hold it because we have to run. I assume from G8 to F9 is a long way. And they're like, we can't call anybody. So at this point, I grabbed my 55-pound son, who's 5, and, I start running. My husband is running with our stuff. So we ran all the way to F9, and it was maybe like 8:35, I don't know exactly, to the minute what time it was. And, the reason frustration was growing is because it's my son's first day of kindergarten. He's starting new school. We just sat for an hour, discussed what he's gonna have for breakfast. I have 2 big kids at home that are waiting for us. I mean, they're teenagers that need food in the morning and help them, lunch and whatever else. My husband has work. I have work, and we really did not plan to stay another night here. And like, to me, I mean, first of all, they didn't text the gate change at all. Second of all, it's not even. No, I mean, I think it's like pushing it, but maybe it was 7:34, maybe it was 7:36. I mean 8, but 1 minute here or there. So we ran there, and they're like, "Well, you guys are out of luck. We're leaving. The plane is closed." So I start begging them, "Can you guys please? We're, my son, look, my 5-year-old, like, and like I said, I'm out of breath. I'm like, literally, my heart is about to jump out because it's a long run with a 55-pound child like this, and his backpack here, and my husband ran, and I'm just frustrated, and I don't even know what I was saying. I'm like, please, like, we're here, and can we just get on this plane, and blah blah blah, and trying to check some other flights with my other hand, and when can we fly out, and then I probably said something like, maybe it's fucking ridiculous or something like that. And at that point, she's like, well, now you're using profanity. We're not even going to change your flight at all. You just, like, lost all the money that you paid, which is, again, like, I just, like, I wanted to fly out. I felt like, my kids are disappointed at me, but obviously they're a lot more disappointed at me now. But just to describe the situation. Anyway, so, like, and I'm just like, I'm out of breath. And then, like, either my husband or I don't even remember who asked, what's going to happen to our bag. And he goes, the bag is flying to Chicago, it's going to be there. And that minute I'm like, well, now we're going to lose the bag because it's going to go on a carousel. JetBlue in midnight does not have any employees. Somebody's going to steal our bag. I'm like, what do you mean it's going to go to Chicago? And they're like, well, it's going to Chicago, you can pick it up from there. And I go, like, but what if I had a bomb in there? Or maybe I have a bomb, like this. And I just, like, it was just total anger, stupidity, not controlling my mouth, my words that came out of my mouth, which, it's kind of like my 5-year-old could say something like really, really stupid, but he's 5, I'm 46, there's no excuse,
Do you remember the exact words you used, or?
I said, what if, like I said, but what if, or maybe, like this, and I just turned around and I left, started leaving, and my husband is like, are you crazy? And he just even slapped me with a, like, iPad. And I'm like, this is, like, whatever, it's just like, just completely saying, like, and they said, we're calling the police, and I'm like, please, I'm begging you, I didn't, I mean, obviously didn't mean anything. I just, was angry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I obviously didn't mean anything. And then, like, and I don't remember why or at what point I started walking with my son because I didn't know what to do. So I started walking away with my son, but I don't know what to do. I made it, like, to the end of the hallway, and I'm calling my husband and texting, like, what do I do? And he goes, come back here because police is coming or something like that. So I just turned around and I returned. So just simple lost control of my my mind. I lost
Yeah,
my
I
mind for a
understand.
minute. So
Flying's not the most. Sometimes like I struggle to find the words too, because flying, you people lose their manners. They lose all respect for other people. Airports are really busy and congested, and I know it's frustrating and hard, but um, that's kind of the nature of the beast, I guess. Just they can't say stuff like that,
right,
but
I know. We just don't do what I did. And honestly, I have no explanation why I said that. What ran through my head before I said it is like a few times we were sitting on the airplane because somebody uh, checked in the bag and didn't show up for the flight, and why aren't they not doing it now? Like that's what kind of flew through my head. But I have no explanation why I said I have never heard a fly in my life. I fly a lot, and I usually keep my cool with everything that could be happening with the flights. I just frustration and anger, and those guys weren't helpful, even though I don't even want to say anything because, it's completely my fault. It's just flew out of my mouth for no reason other than anger, and I didn't even want to say it to them. Like, I don't even know. It was just like something that I said.
was it like a phrase that popped in your head that you'd heard before, or ever
No.
heard repeated or anything?
No.
Do you recall exactly how you said it, or?
I said something like, but what if I had, like they said, the bag is flying to Chicago and you pick it up there. And I said, but what if I had a bit, like this, like I threw my head like this. And that's it. I mean, like, why is my bag flying to Chicago and I am not, kind of thing. That's what kind of probably went through my head.
Did you use the bomb word?
I did, yeah. So I said, what if I had a bomb in there? Or, well, but maybe I have a bomb in there. Like, I don't remember the exact words. But the reason I said it is because, like, I know I've been in a situation many times where people checked in on the flight and we were sitting on the airplane and waiting for them to get all the bags off because somebody didn't show up. But how come in our situation, our bag is going to go to Chicago and going to get probably stolen because our bag is flying, but we're not.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm I'm afraid. I'm 46 years old. I'm just a complete idiot that didn't control her emotions. I know it doesn't help you. It doesn't help me now, but like I said, I have no idea why I said it. It's just something stupid that I would, like, you know.
But there's no bomb in your bag. There's no weapons. There's no guns.
There's a shaver.
A shaver.
Yes. There's nothing in my bag.
Just personal items, things like that.
There's clothes. There's 2 cartons of cigarettes that I bought here. There's my clothes, my husband's clothes, my son's clothes, a few pairs of shoes, 1 purse.
What kind of bag is it?
Like a gold bag with just a gold color, like this. Just like a shoulder bag, because I didn't bring my purse.
Oh, like a duffel bag type thing?
Oh, my big bag? Oh, my big bag is the suitcase, you mean? It's like a...
So, like, how many bags did you check?
1.
1 bag?
Yeah.
And so that's the one that's on the plane?
Yeah.
What, is it a rollerboard? Is it a duffel bag?
It's like... So it has 2 wheels. It has, like, it's a hard bottom.
Okay.
But the top is soft.
Okay.
So you basically, like, it opens in the middle, so the bottom...
Does it have, like, the retractable, like, so you
handle?
can roll it?
Yeah. Yeah, and it has, like, a green tag on it, MC2, and it has my name.
Do you remember what brand it is?
Something Bailey's, Briggs, something.
Briggs and Riley?
Something. B. I know there's a B. It has a, like, it has my, so I checked it in under my husband's name. I don't know why, he was the first one in the reservations. And then, but the tag says my name.
Okay.
Marina Verbitsky. And the bottom part has all my son's clothes, and the top part has my husband's and mine. And then there's a purse inside that's empty.
So there's an empty purse inside,
Yeah.
a razor, some carton of cigarettes, and just clothes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Razor, like my cosmetic bag, it has my, like, mascara. You know what? Maybe I don't even have a razor. Maybe I left it there in Florida. I don't know. It may have it's the most dangerous thing is a women's Gillette razor that may or may not be there. I'm not 100% certain it's there.
Did you guys have any carry-on luggage or anything?
We had 2 backpacks.
Yeah, I think I saw your husband leave with them.
Yeah, one is red backpack has my work computer and our iPads. And I don't think anything, like sunglasses, I think. Maybe our keys or something. And then my son's backpack has his lobbies.
Okay.
Just a bunch of stuff that
Like I said, you've never done anything like this before. Never been in trouble in your life or anything like that.
Never in my life. Never. I mean, I don't have a parking ticket. I don't have a speeding ticket. Like, I live my life as clean as it gets. You can check my record. Never even in my teenagers. I came here as an 18-year-old, but I didn't even have a fake ID in my life. That's how clean I am. I just like completely lost it because of frustration and just obviously didn't mean any of it. Just lost it. You know, sometimes you lose it.
I understand.
I just completely lost it for no reason whatsoever. I mean, there was a reason, just no reason for me to behave this way. But like I said, I don't have an excuse, nor do I have an explanation other than I completely lost my head because of, my son's first day of kindergarten.
Airports have a way of doing that to people, especially.
And I fly a lot, and I have my cool, and I big kids started school on Monday, but my son ended school on Monday, so he had a week off, and I didn't want him home because at home he only wants to play on his iPad. So I wanted to give him some. My friend lives here in Coral Gables, and she has 2 sons. So like I just came to hang out with them during the week. I worked, and then the boys played in the pool when they could, and then my husband flew in on Friday. Because his parents have a place here.
Oh, gotcha.
So we then moved to his parents' house and just spent 2 days there with our son.
Do you work?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm an IT project manager.
Okay. And then your husband, what's he do?
He's a real estate attorney.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's another thing that was like, making me even more agitated is that he has his stuff starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and he has to be there. Like, he can't not show up. So I don't know how he's going to do the damage control with all of that. But, like, we have to fly. So
and you guys live up in Chicago?
Yeah. So it's supposed to be a beautiful day tomorrow, walking my son to the first real school day of his life. And all of that, like I said, like I don't have an explanation. I can just say like obviously there was absolutely zero meaning behind what I said, except the fact that I know, like, I've been in situations several times where somebody else's bag was taken off because they didn't come, right? So I'm like, how come my bag is flying but I'm not? So what if there is a bomb in it? This was the only thing that flew through my mind, and this is the only reason why I said it. Because even recently, like, we were on the airplane, and the only reason we made the airplane is because they were taking. No, I'm lying. We were on the airplane. Our layover was 40 minutes. Long time ago, like maybe 3 years ago. Our layover was 40 minutes, and my husband was like, "Who books flights like this?" And they're gonna, it's too small of a layover. And I'm like, "Look, we're on the airplane, and we're taking off, so we're gonna have plenty of time to change the planes." And then they announced that they need to take all the bags off because somebody didn't
make their flight.
Yes. And that made us sit on the runway or whatever, but again for an hour, and we missed all of our flights. So that's that like I remember that, and I'm like, how come? My bag is flying. What if there is a bomb in? And that's the only thing.
Okay. Do you have any questions? All right. Try and get you out of here as soon as we can, okay? Do you have any questions for us?
Just get me out of here. But I'm going to jail, right?
I think you are, yeah.
If there's anything you can do.
I think you're doing all you can do. Being honest, being remorseful. There's
really nothing.
We all have bad moments. And, we understand that. We've interviewed I don't know how many people over the years, but just you're remorseful. Just make sure when the time comes,
I am remorseful. I mean, there's no excuse for.
I think it really will go a long way in your case. Okay.
I mean, obviously I didn't mean.
I appreciate you talking to us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Sorry, you guys got called in.
Oh,
Of my stupidity. I hope you get
Well, we
overtime or something.
yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good day.
Sorry.
Quick question for you. Was there any electronics in the bag that you had in the plane? Like iPads?
No, our
laptops,
iPads are no.
Laptops,
No.
cell phone, anything like that that you think of?
No.
Okay. So like nothing like that
No.
you know of?
No, like I may have a shaver in it.
Like a razor or something?
Yeah, I may,
Gotcha.
but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Even if that's there. Our iPads are.
We're with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the red bag.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't put electronics.
I
in
got
there.
you. All right. Thanks.
All right, paperwork's done.
Hi, I didn't leave you.
Thank you.
All right. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Finally?
Go home.
Yeah. You're gonna get to put on your comfortable handcuffs again, but let me undo this.
Can I go to the bathroom before I go to the
Hang on.
before I use the handcuffs? Before you put on the handcuffs.
There's a bathroom right here.
3 out of 20. I'm 10-4. Sorry.
Did you guys talk with my husband?
There's a bathroom right here.
You know, put your foot up.
They put it on.
Of course I did. They're detectives. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It wasn't me, but I'm known to do that too.
We all do it. All right, bathroom.
It's right here.
Yeah. Take as much time as you want. You're not gonna get another chance. I mean, if you're handcuffed.
Oh.
You guys are good.
What's that?
You guys are good.
I used to make a lot of arrests.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can do property.
That's my prisoner.
Yeah, I hear you. That's the one thing when someone does property for you and you get down there and they're like, initial this, cross this out, do this.
I know. That's why I didn't know what they.
Like, you notice that's two different handwritings. I was on like duty for last night was the first night I'd been to jail since August of last year. But same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I should turn this on.
Yeah, I was overtime today.
You did?
I worked. We're up in Vermont. We have so many different hats we wear. So I worked. Today's Eric and my late day.
Oh.
I worked from 8 to noon.
You know, drill this one. Spoke to my husband.
It's all up to you at the airport.
Did my husband call?
Not yet.
Did you guys talk to him or?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I can give him a call and let him know that you're on your way down there. But he even if he calls me, I can't do anything because it's jail. So it's not, you're not with us anymore.
Right.
But as soon as you get all of your stuff done, you'll be able to call him straight away.
Okay.
Be like, hey, my bond is this much money.
He can if you call him,
Mm-hmm.
he can if they call him for you, he can look online when her bond is set and how much it is and.
How does it work if it's $5,000 that we have to bring?
You can get a bondsman and give $500.
Oh, you just need $500.
You need collateral.
Yeah, it's collateral.
Okay.
That's money you won't get back.
So you will have a bond. You don't have to go in front of a judge first.
Yeah. So I'll get like if it's $5,000 or $500, and we'll just do the credit card as we go home.
Yep.
Well,
Thanks for being honest. A lot of people aren't. I appreciate that. And it'll be documented in my paperwork that you're honest with us. So.
Thank you. I'm sorry you didn't come forward.
That's okay.
To the right, to the right. I'm hoping you have the hardest one on your criminals today.